I told you about my mom and father and my little brother who died at age 13. My parents were so involved with my...
You are one of the only people I know that says they don't want or need anything for their birthday. So your family and I came up with this idea to try to bring all of your friends and family to you on this special day.
Surprise!
Happy birthday, Joey.
Happy birthday, Joey!
Happy birthday, Joey.
Jojo, happy 50th birthday. No. Turn it off. That's too much.
What up, Joe? What up, Joe? What's up, Joseph? 5-0, Joe.
The big 5-0. Happy birthday, Joey Lipton.
Wait, happy birthday.
Hey Joey, happy birthday, buddy.
So happy birthday, Joey.
Happy birthday, Joey.
Hey, Joe Fro, happy 50th birthday.
Hey, happy birthday, Joey Bag of Donuts.
Hey, Joey.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, brother.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Slugger.
My brother from another mother. I can't believe you're 50.
Joey, happy birthday.
For Joey, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
For Joey.
Joey.
Happy birthday. Miss you, bud.
Happy birthday, Joey.
Happy birthday.
Hi, happy birthday.
Wow, 50. Happy birthday, brother. We miss you so much. And I just want to let you know, only the most brilliant are born October 30th.
Happy birthday, Jimmy!
It's Joey.
Joey!
Happy birthday, our son.
Yes, happy birthday, our lovely Joey.
Happy birthday, Joey. Happy birthday, Joey. Happy birthday, Dad.
The house gone by so quickly, but Stephanie had a great idea of sending in a video of our funniest memory of you, which I have to admit is a pretty target-rich environment.
Top Joey memory. I don't even know where to begin.
So, I've got a lot of memories, obviously. Only for Joey would I do my first selfie video.
By the way, Joey is a wrestling champion. He taught me how to wrestle. He taught me a lot of other things that I can't mention despite his wife's request.
Let's see. Not the Busted Isles wedding.
I had to think long and hard about an appropriate story that could and should be told.
Not falling asleep on the bus at my wedding.
I thought I would write down 50 memories with Joey Lipton. Then I realized that 45 of them were totally inappropriate for a video message, so I narrowed it down to 5.
Not falling asleep in the loudest bar in New York City.
Wow, so many great stories to tell about this great guy.
50 years ago, your mother and I only knew that we wanted a child. I told you about my mom and father and my little brother who died at age 13.
20 to 30 seconds for me is like climbing Kilimanjaro. I don't know if it's possible. I can't take myself seriously. I'm so fat, and I'm whispering because I got a kid in the bedroom.
Not the various marathons.
But what's great is you still have a full head of hair, like me.
I can't believe you're not on your 3rd liver. And I really can't talk about all of the things that we've done.
Not the dude. Well, actually, she just kind of sounded like a dude, the one in South Beach.
Gosh, most of the stories that I have to share, the most fun ones are probably X-rated.
So Joey's 50. Amazing that he's gotten this far.
Welcome to the 50 is the New 39 Club. It's very exclusive. You'll be receiving your membership package in a few days.
Not Lenny Kravitz or getting held up at Jazz Fest. Not Cub Spring Training. Not even all the New Year's. But if there was one Joey Lipton memory.
Once a rebellious law student, paralegal, now a seasoned investment banker in a suit, but always Joey.
You thought it's the year of the panda in 2005 when I lived with Joey. Actually, it's the year of the monkey.
I've known Joey since we were 11 years old, and one of my fondest memories of Joey was in middle school. We used to play Helen Keller. Joey was Helen Keller, and I was Anne Sullivan.
As a son, we could ask for none better.
Not sure if that's an appropriate game to play today.
Bon anniversaire. Auguri. Parabéns. Egeshegedrai. That last one actually just means God bless you.
Have a wonderful 50th, even though I can't imagine that ever being wonderful.
So, one of your favorite punishments when I was younger is you like to give me a Grundy. You would pull my underwear up until it would rip. So on this one occasion, you hung me by my underwear from a tree.
This is Pete Moore here. They didn't have any monkey suits, so I wore a panda hat to this celebration of Joey's 50th, which I'm assuming I'm gonna get invited to if I got this video.
I think we actually have some video footage.
Quit your crying. Stop crying or I'm gonna give you something to really cry about.
Anyway, I lived with Joey in 20 East 13th Street. The street looks nothing like it used to, but we still have a Village Copia in case you need some PowerPoint slides. We still have the karaoke place across the way.
So there you have it. I still love you, Joey, and I'm definitely a stronger and better person because of you.
You were studying, it was about midnight, and you were upset that they were playing basketball and making a lot of noise. So you decided to show them a lesson.
One of my great memories was of being in Chicago was getting to go drive up to Highland Park with you and see your folks on Sunday night for Sunday night dinners.
But I did want to talk about one moment that I always remember with a lot of love and fondness, and it was the first time we had an ultrasound done and heard Xander's heartbeat.
You grabbed a carton of eggs, and much to your surprise, you launched them over the trees, and it landed right on the basketball court.
Your dad had a very specific way that he liked to eat ice cream, and was very concerned about germs and wanting to use the scooper.
And I looked over at you, and you were crying, and it was probably one of the first times I actually had seen you cry like that. And I said, "Why are you crying?" And
so I woke up, I went downstairs, and I saw Dad completely naked, trying to grab the kids outside the front porch. And they were saying, "Hey, your son with the green shirt, he threw eggs at us." And I looked down, and I had a green shirt on, and I was sitting at the top of the stairs, and I was just, didn't know what the hell was going on.
And I loved the fact that you were just standing your ground and taking the ice cream with your spoon. I took it as, I admired the gumption.
And you said, "'Cause I'm so happy. I know how much you wanted this." And that kind of stuck with me because I know how much you wanted it too, but you were thinking about my happiness, and that's just the kind of guy you are. You put everybody's happiness, everybody you love, and all of your friends before your own. And I just feel really lucky to have you, as I know everybody else does.
Well, I think the most obvious one that we all remember is the Domino's affair. And then Larry brought up, of course, the failed Domino's affair, where you stole that Domino's truck from my house and drove it down the street. We forgot about that one.
That was a good one.
Definitely
yeah, that was a good one.
Okay, so Joey and I were in London together in the late 80s. I think it was 1989. Anyway, it was right before my midterm. Joey, of course, had nothing to do. He's like, "Come on out, let's have one beer. One beer."
So here are my 5 memories of Joey. Number 5, shopping with you in Georgetown for a gift that meant nothing.
My favorite PG story of you is we're at a table of people, we're at the end of the table, we're engrossed in a conversation, and you're holding a red ketchup bottle over your french fries. And the woman at the table says to you a couple times, "Can I have the red ketchup bottle?"
So we went out to the club and we had a good time. We got a little loaded. We ran out of money, and Joey came up with this great idea. "Hey, let's just catch a gypsy cab, and when we get to our location, we'll just jump out of the cab and we'll run out of there and free cab ride." Great idea.
Number 4, convincing my friend Russ to let you stay out at his Hamptons house by telling him you were Fun Joey, just to have you get off the jitney all hungover and pass out in the backseat of his car for the rest of the day.
Finally, she says to you, "Can I have the red ketchup bottle?" And you're like, "Look, this is how I use it." And you start tilting the red ketchup bottle over your fries, holding it like a water fountain, and you start licking the ketchup up like you're drinking water.
So anyway, well, on the whole ride there, we're talking about, hey, we're from America, guns, bang bang, Al Capone, and the cab driver's getting nervous along the way, and so we see him getting a little fidgety, and we're like, hey, next stop, we gotta hop out of the cab. So, by the way, it's the 80s, and that's what's going on here. So anyway, Joey's like, okay, ready, set, go, now.
Number 3, spending 5 months training for the LA Marathon to have you show up the night before, stay out till 2 in the morning, and still best my time by over an hour.
High humor, I'm laughing, and instead of this woman being miffed, in your usual Joey style, you ingratiate her into the conversation, and you ask her if she wants water bottle ketchup. And the next thing I know, the entire table is having Joey water bottle ketchup.
So he stops, we pull out, Joey gets out, my door is jammed. The cab driver who's in the front seat turns around, grabs chili powder, throws it in my eyes. Ah, I'm blind.
Number 2, spending the apocalypse at your wedding, which was Hurricane Irene.
The cab driver and Joey are circling around the car. I'm still fighting to get out of the car with, I thought he threw acid in my eyes. Cab driver takes off, so the next logical thing is Joey and I go up to my flat and of course get nunchucks, because you have to have nunchucks.
And number 1, that fateful day I ran into DuPont Circle. I had known you for a long time, but it never occurred to me on that day that 20 plus years later, I would still consider you one of my closest and most trusted friends.
Anyway, we go running around London looking for the cab driver, swinging the nunchucks all over the place, trying to find the cab driver. Of course, the bobbies pick us up, throw us in the slammer, and we ended up staying in the big house all night. Needless to say, missed my midterm. My teacher wouldn't let me retake it. I ended up doing really shitty in that class. Thanks, Joey. Happy birthday.
Known one that Joey will remember and love, when we were playing tennis, you, me, and Harley Tannenbaum, and I was hitting you lobs, and then Harley would bean balls at you, and you got pissed and got on your bike and left.
That sounds familiar, like when we were at Debbie Siegel's house and you were losing and you threw your tennis racket in the tree, and I think it's still there.
So if I can bring back one that is, I think, enjoyable for those of us that were there, except maybe just for me, actually.
And hanging out having drinks, when all of a sudden you turn around and Joey has morphed into this 2-foot-high creature that's just legs, hands, and a head.
Just mention maybe a broken shoulder out of a jacuzzi.
Capon, Josh Capon was opening a restaurant in the Village, or had just recently opened one. And I don't know where you were living at the time, Joey, probably DC, but you were in town. And you and I maybe had a little bit of a wacky tobacco.
No idea how it was possible that a person could do that, but it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen, aside from Amador running screaming from the room, because I'm pretty sure he thought Joey was possessed.
Or climbing through a taco shop window into a cab as we were on our way home from a certain destination, prayer, synagogue.
And we were at dinner ordering, and this is kind of you. I'll have the...
And Joey proceeded to, I guess, crab walk, for lack of a better word, across the living room floor, and it was absolutely unbelievably hilarious, and I still, to this day, have no idea how that's possible to do.
And I just can't believe it's gone on this long. And good for you, pal. I love you very much.
The margarita. Anyway, I had a good time. I think maybe Eric was a little embarrassed.
How about coming to Champaign to visit us and getting lost in the middle of the night and calling us up and telling us that you're stuck at Super Pantry, which we had no idea where Super Pantry was. So I had to ask you, are you at Super Gas? And you were saying, no, I'm at Super Pantry. So we later found you at Super Gas.
Remember the time at David Isle's wedding when we got out of the wedding and we were ready to go back to the hotel, and the shuttle bus was taking a little long to pull out of the parking lot.
Wasn't that the wedding where the crazy guy, bald guy, hijacked the bus and did a pole dance on the bus?
And next thing you knew, there was Joey at the wheel. Okay, Joey, take us back to the hotel. Couldn't have been a mile to the Sheridan or whatever in Raspberry Falls.
And then proceeded to crash the bus into a 200-year-old tree.
Of course, about 30 seconds later, we were in a ditch trying to figure out what the lawsuit was going to be between the shuttle company and their insurer.
And I said, yeah, that was the wedding. And boy, was that a fun wedding, and that was a great event.
But Joey was fine, and so were all we, thankfully.
But if I had to pick one, it's the one that always comes up all the time, because whenever anyone talks about my wedding about 15 years ago, they say, hey, I remember your wedding.
I remember you'd always be going into your mom's purse, taking money from your mom.
And that was right after you asked her for 10 or 20 bucks.
Yeah, so you would take 40. And listen, speaking of moms, there was those good times when you threw up on the side of my mom's car. I remember cleaning it off the next day. That was after drinking vodka in the cemetery with Dan Haney.
Dan Haney.
And Greg Piazzi. Those were some good times.
Here's a quick video to say happy birthday and remind you that without me, you probably wouldn't be where you are today. I know it's not all about me right now, it's about you. And I just wanted to remind you of all the life-saving moments in our friendship, just in case you somehow forgot them.
But while we're getting towards your 50th, I wanted to remind you, as you're celebrating, of the fantastic story of you and I donning the boxing gloves in the fraternity house.
First, it was Milwaukee Summerfest when you were getting pummeled by those guys in the stands and I saved you. That was the first time.
And I didn't know how to box and you did, and you whacked me right in the nose, and I think you broke it. See how it's curved like that?
And then back in '89, while we were abroad in London, I once again came to your rescue. That included a trip to the hospital, a few stitches. Later, you were back as good as new.
So there you go. That is my 50th birthday present to you, is showing you my curved nose because of you.
I don't think alcohol played any part in that, but you did show an exorbitant amount of courage, but it somehow didn't elevate your fighting skills at all.
I just remembered, I'll just say it like this, the dictaphone and Janet Lieberman. And I'll just leave it at that.
I remember seeing Janet Lieberman cheerleading for the Chicago Bulls.
No.
Yeah,
No.
true story.
Come on.
True story. She's on the floor.
I don't remember that.
And the funny story I had to tell was, I think one day we were up in Joey and Rick's room. We maybe had a few drinks. I'm not sure about that.
Your senior year, we're in your room, pre-gaming, having a good time, getting ready to go out, and we start getting rowdy. We start jumping up. Pete and Rick and I start jumping up and punching holes in the ceiling for whatever stupid reason that we decided to do it. And then you couldn't reach, so you went over and got one of your plastic baseball helmet, put it on, and pointed to the ceiling and wanted us to launch you up into the ceiling. So Pete and I obliged.
But next thing we know, Joey's head is through the roof of the drywall.
We each got on one side, launched you up into the ceiling. You went head first all the way up to your shoulders through the ceiling.
And he's stuck in the ceiling, and we had to get him down.
Came crashing down, drywall falling on top of you as you collapsed to the floor. A little woozy, to say the least.
And man, it was hysterical. I think it was really funny. One of those probably you had to be there moments, but I think Joe would get a laugh out of that.
And you recovered like you always do and went out strong that night, but it was It was pretty funny to see you shoulder deep through the ceiling. Not one of our brightest and best ideas.
So I could say that I lived with Joey. I lived with you how many years in Chicago, right? Right when you came back from law school, we spent a couple years together. So what have I learned about you? The complete OCD with working out. You keep no schedule, no normal schedule. So living with you means being used to you coming home from work at 10:30 at night, working out until 12, and then drinking until 4, and waking up at 8 o'clock the next morning and doing it all over again. So because of you, I've learned how not to sleep with the working out and the OCD.
But if there was one Joey Lipton memory, the greatest rock and roll band, the greatest rock and roll bar of all time,
So we'll
Dewey
leave that
Beach.
alone. We have some good times with WashU. Came down to visit you a couple times. I remember sitting in the bathroom with absolutely no stalls. That was a really good time when the guys would just plop down next to me.
When you were 5 years old, we drove to a friend's house about 5 p.m. You got bored and went to play in the yard. When I came out later, you were nowhere to be seen. I searched and searched, and finally I drove home. It got dark and began to snow, and we finally called the police. Suddenly, you appeared at Lakewood Place. Joey, we asked, how did you ever find your way home? You said, God told me when to walk, and God told me when to run, and He helped me find my way here.
After this, we thought you were destined for a religious life, Joey. What a surprise.
And everyone knows the story of you jumping naked into the ravine on a really silly bet.
But one of the funniest would be when we were shopping for your Teletubby outfit at Target for Day Boys 47. That was a good time, and I remember we were laughing pretty hard when we were looking for your thongs.
Love you, boy.
Happy birthday, miss you, bud, and looking forward to seeing you soon.
Anyways, happy birthday, brother, and many returns of the day. Love you, kid.
Happy 50th, brother. Can't wait to celebrate with you. Love you.
Joey, happy 50th birthday. My man, the guy who got me through school, taught me how to do calculus, and has been a great friend ever since.
Get you and the family down to Florida. I can give you a big hug. And enjoy the day, man.
Happy birthday, and hope to see you down in Florida soon.
Happy birthday. I wish you another 50 years of happiness and health. And don't worry, I will always have your back.
Happy birthday. 50 more years of splendor and wonder.
Hey, we're wishing you the happiest of 50th birthdays. We love you so much.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, our son. These 50 years are just the beginning.
The best. I don't know the best of what, but you are the best.
You're a rock star. I miss you madly. And happy, happy birthday.
Listen, Joey is one of the greatest guys I've ever met. Full of life. Love you, buddy. Happy 50th.